Hi students, this is Mrs. Kamdar. I would like to explain your assignment for this week. So Tuesday and Wednesday you'll be working on your investigations where you're running the simulation on your own and designing your own investigations. So what we're looking at is slide 1, and here I would like to be clear that I've been looking at criteria B, inquiring and designing. And so I'll be looking at designing a scientific investigation. How are you doing that? So on the first slide, you are going to have to answer this question. What will happen to the orangutan population if we add births and deaths to our simulation under normal environmental conditions? So what you want to make sure that you do is you fill out all the dotted areas on your slide. And the area of forest is going to be 400. The number of fruit trees is going to be 30%. And number of termites is going to be 400 termites. So if you look at your simulation, make sure that you have selected in all of the forest for termites will appear. Area of forest, make sure you put 400 for your first simulation. And then make sure 30% for the fruit trees. Make sure you select vertical strip so that it looks like this. The simulation, make sure starve and reproduce and tree is marked off in these boxes. And also make sure you see 400 in your simulation box here. Once you have these numbers set up for the first one, make sure you copy those numbers down in these boxes that you need to put the information. Then what you're going to do is you're going to predict. Now that we know, now that we're adding death and birth rate into our population, all the population of orangutans, what do you think the graph is going to look like? Is it going to be going up and down? Is it going to be pretty much straight? What do you think is going to happen within the population over the days as we count 2,000 days? The way we know that is because it shows us 2,000 here, and this is the number of population. So where do we start off with? Well, let's see. We started with 7 orangutans, right? So make sure that when you're making your prediction, you go kind of up here and start jotting it down up here where if this is 0 population, that's 10, 7 must be somewhere here, right? How do you think it's going to graph it? Go ahead and make a prediction and graph it. In order to graph it here, please read my directions in the red here, okay? Tells you what you need to do. Once you do that and you make your prediction, then you are going to run the simulation. So here's investigation 1 results, trial 1. So for trial 1, you're going to go and let it run for 2,000 days. And when it stops, go ahead and record the numbers that you get in these boxes, okay? And you have to see where the information is for these. Then you're going to copy the graph that you get. You are going to get a graph here after the simulation is over. And then you're going to draw that. So if I go on this and you see how the simulation is running, I can also speed it up so that it goes a little faster. And you can see that a graph is being drawn here. If I hover over it, right around here, there were 158 orangutans, and 158th day. In 158th day, there were like 9 orangutans. Over here, it says at 142 days, we had 8 orangutans. You also notice that the death rate and birth rate is changing. And once this simulation is over, then you're going to kind of see what this graph looks like and copy this right into your table over here. Okay, so you're going to copy it by following these rules, how to make that, Once you finish that, then you're going to run your second simulation, or second trial for that first one. So you're going to go back to your investigation here, and you're going to say set up again, reset everything, and make sure the numbers are the same as the first trial, and then you're going to run it again. And then you're going to wait until it gets to the 2,000, and then you are going to write the numbers down one more time at the end of the simulation. Whatever it ends up with, you record that number the second time it says trial 2. Then you put those numbers in here, and then you copy the graph and see what it looks like. So whatever the graph looks like at the end, you're going to copy this, not right click copy paste, but kind of make it the way you see it here on your graph in here. And then here's where criteria A comes in, knowing and understanding. I'm kind of going to see how are you making sense of all this simulation that you ran, okay? So it says, what claim can you make about the question, what will happen to the orangutan population if we add births and deaths to our simulation under normal environmental conditions? Go ahead and write your response. You're writing only one sentence. It's a statement. It's an answer to this question. What will happen to the orangutan population if we add births and deaths to our simulation under normal environmental conditions? So you would say something about that in a statement. Then you will go ahead and why did the population size fluctuate? Fluctuate means goes up and down, not stay constant. And the last question says, why was it important that we do 2 trials? Okay, go ahead and give responses to that. When you get done with this part, you can get started on your second investigation. Pay attention to the question that they're asking because your claim is going to answer this question. And then once you do all of that, then you're going to go to every single slide and answer it. Again, I am checking for criteria B here when you're designing it, right? And then criteria A in these sections when you are giving a response. I hope this helps. Good luck.